What's up, guys? Whatever. Seems like a bad motherfucker kind of day. All right. I think most of this stuff can also be applied to being a mom, but that's just me. There's obviously going to be different cultural norms. There's different societal expectations. There's also different types of gender norms and, gender roles and all that other stuff. But really, I'm talking about my own experiences, and I'm also talking about, how I feel. I do these videos as much for other people as I do myself. I literally, honestly, sometimes feel like I can't breathe when I haven't fucking gotten one of these in pretty early on in the day. Because it's just simply important to me. Well, there's been some crazy stuff happening in my life right now. And a lot of it has been centralizing around my children. It's been centralizing around my custody and stuff like that. And, if you know anything about me, I'm highly involved with my kids. Their growth and their, becoming themselves and allowing them to have the room to do that, but also providing the kind of structure that a father needs to provide for his kids is crazy, very, very important to me. What's up, Kyler? The thing about it for me is that, I'm going to get real vulnerable, and I'm not going to get crazy with details, but I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit here, and I'm going to, happy birthday, early birthday. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about, kind of how I'm feeling. And one of the things is I was getting a whole week with my kid, with Vinny, Kira, and as some stuff went down, I guess, where me and the mother are no longer seeing eye to eye, and she decided that it wasn't time for me to have the kids over during the week anymore. Well, obviously, I'm taking the steps I got to take to make sure that I have my time with my kids. And my son lives with me currently. But most of all, I just got to express a little bit of vulnerability and be honest with you guys. It's fucked with me really hard. I've noticed so many different aspects of my life that pain from not having my kid around as much as I'd like to just bleeds into it. I see him once, or through the middle of the week after school for a few hours, which, I'm working, which makes that even harder. And then over every other weekend, and we were doing a whole week before that at a time, 1 week my house, 1 week her house. And I think that people overlook a lot of times how hard it is to be a dad that's only seeing the kids that much, especially when the dad wants to be involved in the lives of the kids, wants to be part of it, is responsible, as a member of the community, all of those things. And it's in vogue right now to overlook how important it is to be a dad, to have dads, to have positive male role models in our lives for both boys and girls. And it's fucking hard, guys. It's really fucking hard. Being a dad has become the most important thing in the fucking world to me. And I'm not saying that it hasn't always been important to me, but it's become my highest priority. I do all this as an aspect, as a means to an end for that to happen. And I believe 1000% that it would not be difficult for me. I could throw all of this away tomorrow in order to be the best dad I can to my kids and rebuild all of it just the same. And so what I want to really drive home today is that it's fucking important to be a dad, guys. It's important to have conversations with your kids that are very difficult, which I've had many of recently, very many of them. It's important to not avoid talking to them about things that make you uncomfortable or them uncomfortable if they need to be talked about. It's important to have boundaries and standards, because when we don't, we're really setting them up for failure, because the rest of the world has strong boundaries that you're not allowed to cross, and if you do, there's fucking consequences. And when we don't set those boundaries and we don't set those experiences up for our kids and allow them to fall, which is the hardest part as a parent, then they don't learn. You have to let your kids sometimes eat shit and then lean over and be like, didn't feel good, did it? Well, what did we learn? Come on, let me give you my hand. Let's get up, bud. And then you help them up and you help them learn the lesson. But we certainly don't just cut them loose and hope that they fucking work their way through all of it. You know, the world has done less and less of a job at helping kids learn to be independent than ever. And I know because I was a victim to that too, but I refuse to be a victim to it any longer. There's a difference between having been a victim and currently being a victim. And I think that's entirely based in mindset. And the thing is that I learn these things along with my kids as I go. Like, we can't expect our children to put structure on their own fucking lives. Let me repeat that again. You cannot expect a children to structure their own life, a child to structure their own fucking life. That is your job. And if you are not creating structure for your child, you're fucking up. And you're fucking your kid up. And I can speak from experience because I did not consistently create structure for my children. And I did not consistently create structure for myself. And I felt like a fucking hypocrite when I tried to structure their lives because I wasn't structuring mine. And so now, as difficult as it might seem, it's actually an amazing learning experience because I have told both of my children, I have not been great at being an example. But I will not allow that to be the case any longer. I will be a good example for you, and I will not only be a good example for you, I will help you learn along with me so we can learn together. Because I am not just your father, I am your friend, I'm your confidant. I'm somebody that you can come to at all times for any fucking reason. And sometimes I'm going to say, yeah, man, that sucks. And these are the consequences of the actions you've taken. And other times I'm going to say, well, let's work through this. But at all times, I will love you. And at all times, I will be willing to help you as long as you are willing to also put the effort in. And for me, what that looks like right now is structuring the fuck out of my own life and currently helping my son structure his life. At this point in time, honestly, it's like an hour-by-hour basis, and he's 18, all right? But what I've realized is that he wasn't as prepared as I thought I was, and he was. And I'm not trying to be rude or judge him on that. I'm trying to say, wow, like, there have been some shortfalls that I have had as a father. I'm not going to look at him and be like, don't you fucking understand? Because of course he doesn't, or he wouldn't be acting that way. Being a father, being a parent, being a mother means understanding that your child's level of comprehension about life is less than yours because you have more fucking experience. It means you need to come at it from a perspective that will help them fucking learn. You need to take responsibility. Just like I have to as well. And I refuse to be found lacking when it comes to my fucking children. I refuse to be found lacking when it comes to my community. And I fucking goddamn well refuse to come lacking and show up with less than my best effort when it comes to me and my fucking creator. Because my creator treats me the exact same fucking way that I'm talking about we need to treat our children. Our creator allows us to make mistakes and will allow us to continue making that mistake until we learn the lesson. Because the deal is, the reality of it is that he has showed us a fucking world that math just simply works in. It adds up. Our actions add up. And once we become clear on the fact that we are the author of our own life, we are the author of our own destruction or uplifting. We are the author of our own fucking life. It's impossible to continue ignoring it. I can't do anything wrong without feeling immediately fucking bad about it. I can't tell a little white lie that nobody would ever find out about and not immediately go up and be like, fuck, that wasn't real. I'm sorry. I just fucking got weird for a second. My emotions took hold of me and that's not what happened. This is what happened. Even though it wasn't something that was going to fucking affect the world around me. It affected me because I fucking learned that it hurts. That when I do that shit, it hurts. And why I would allow the people that I supposedly love the most, my children, to live without structure and help and love and all the fucking things that a father is supposed to fucking do for their children. I could not understand ever fucking doing that. I don't understand how I used to do it. And the reality is because I didn't get taught that. I had to learn the hard way through experience. And rather than giving my child the experience of 20 more fucking years potentially or more of them in fucking constant pain because they didn't understand the situation, they didn't understand how it worked, they didn't understand consequences, and they didn't understand the benefits of understanding consequences, I'm going to try to compress all of those fucking 20 plus years worth of pain that I've learned these valuable lessons into short, clipped, little fucking pieces of information and actions that they can learn consistently and quickly through. I want to give them the benefit of 20 years worth of fucking knowledge in anything I know and crush that into a fucking amount of time that will avoid them having to experience the pain that I did to learn that. What I want to have happen for my own children is for them to have the things that I didn't know, not the things I didn't get. I'll say it again. If you buy your kids the toys you didn't have, but don't teach them the lessons that you didn't know, you're fucking them up. Let's take this a step further. If you don't know the lessons that you had to learn the hard way and what you should be teaching them, you still haven't fucking learned it yourself, and you got some serious soul searching to do. It's no longer about like, I just fucking provide for my kids. I've got a job. I make sure the bills are paid, and I come home every night and I'm stressed out, so I watch TV and drink. You're a fucking loser if you don't take action and don't put energy and time into their fucking lives, you're fucking them up. How is that? How do you not have energy for those people? If all you're doing is paying the bills, you're doing the bare fucking minimum. You're keeping them alive, and that's it. And if on top of that, because you don't fucking want to give the time or energy, don't have the time or energy, you just buy them shit to make them feel better, gee, I wonder what you're fucking doing to them then. You're buying your own children's love, and you don't understand why people like me don't fucking trust you? Or like how I didn't understand how people that have become like I am didn't trust me? If you can't even be trusted to fucking put your best effort in with your fucking children, why the fuck would I trust you to fucking breathe the same air in the same room as me? Why would I trust you with anything? Why would God trust you with any kind of fucking blessing if you can't even show the fucking people that you fucking made that kind of love? Why? And so that's what I do now. My entire fucking goal in life is to teach my children what they didn't fucking know, like what I didn't fucking know, and to help smooth their passage into adulthood, not to avoid pain for them. They're going to have that happen. But to help them learn how not to inflict the pain on themselves. And if they do, to learn it the first time. To help them learn the things that I didn't fucking know. A father's job, a daddy's fucking job, is to help smooth the fucking passage in their children's lives so that they may overtake their own achievements. I want my kids to make what I fucking do look like dog shit. I want my kids to do some shit that when I look at them, I'm like, damn, son, I saw a lot, but I didn't even see that coming. Fuck yes. That's the type of fucking pride I want to have. I heard somebody say in a fucking motivational video the other day, it was David Goggins, I love him too, man, check it out. And it was like, it just fucking hit me, yo. He's like, I want when I die for me to meet whatever's behind that veil and have them say, I fucking know everything. I know everything. And I know you. But even I didn't see that coming, dog. And I know that's an egotistical way to look at things, but I don't think it's necessarily egotistical to literally just want to make your fucking creator so proud that you fucking heard the calling of your conscience and that you followed it unapologetically to the level of you eventually dying and having them meet you and be like, and literally have your creator say, well done, good and faithful servant. Do you understand how powerful that is? I don't want my kids to live for my approval. I want my kids to live for their approval of themselves and their own actions, and to learn that that's how you will modify how you feel. The drugs and drinking ain't going to do it. Other people's approval ain't going to do it. Money ain't going to do it. Fame ain't going to do it. Cars ain't going to do it. Nothing that you can achieve outside of here is ever going to do it. But when you live right with this, you can't fail. Even if my children choose to just live a simple life and not be in the public limelight, to not be in a position where they're out here in the mix of it the same way I am, and they just choose to live a simple life that's meaningful to them, and they manage to do it from an earlier age than I did and have a longer run of real, true self-determination in such a way that the people that they do come into contact with, even if it's only a few, are radically changed and inspired by having known them, then I have succeeded beyond my wildest measures and hopes as a father. I just want them to know that it's okay. It's okay to do the right thing. In fact, it's not even just okay. It feels better when we do the scary shit, when we do the hard things, when we actually act like a fucking daddy. We feel better. And when we don't, it festers inside of us and it slowly eats us fucking alive. And it don't matter how good all this looks. Don't matter how good all this looks. If this is rotting from the inside because you're not taking your fucking kids and you're not taking your fucking responsibilities as a human fucking being, a daddy or a mommy or whatever the fuck you identify as seriously, it don't matter how good everything looks on the outside. You ain't living right. And guess what? You know that. He knows that. That's all that fucking matters. I love all of you. I'm going to invite you one more time here real quick. Let's take the time to consider what we really want. Feel it deep inside you. Feel it growing, what you need to do. And instead of being afraid of it, let's stand up like a real mom and a real dad. And let's walk through that fucking fire and have our kids, when they come through it with us, see on the other side and say, not only did my dad walk through the fucking fire for me, not only did he fucking walk through the fire of his own soul and the fire of the fucking world and the judgment of everyone around him, he did it and he took every bit of that and he never once looked down at me with a resentment over it. And never once did he fucking shirk his duty. That once he found who he fucking was or who she was, that he fucking let all of that shit wash off his fucking back like water on a duck. And stopped letting it fucking destroy the future that you and your children have together. I love you all. Have a good day.